Hello friends, today let's learn about economics. Let's learn the basic concept of economics and the scarcity oriented definition of economics. Let's understand. Okay, now what is the first thing that comes to your mind with the word economics? What is economics? Okay, money, trade, okay, or is it the stock market? Well, economics includes this but is much more than this. Let's understand this with a few examples. Let's look at case number 1, where let's say suppose you have 500 rupees with you. There's a list of items that you would like to buy. Which are these? What is this list? Let's look at the list and the items that you could buy from the list. A mobile cover, books, it's a friend's birthday, so a birthday gift, pizza, wallet, t-shirt, so many things are available. But out of all of these things, you can buy maybe one thing or maybe two things, but you cannot buy all of that because you have just 500 rupees. Well, do you think all of this amount that you have is sufficient for you? Don't you think you had a little more money so you could buy more items of your choice? Well. Okay, let's look at another example. This is case number 2. Supposing you have an hour on a Sunday morning. What would you rather do? Again, we have a list. We have a lot of choices. You could probably watch a series on OTT, call up your friend, have breakfast with your parents, read a newspaper, go out for a walk, or complete your assignment. So many things to choose from. But remember, you have only 1 hour. What would you rather do? Again, don't you think you had a little more time available with you? Is this time sufficient for you to complete the task? Maybe one task, but what if you had a little more time so you could complete more than one task, fulfill more than one requirement? Requirement, what is that? Well, in economics, we have something called as needs and something called as resources. The word meaning of needs is some requirement. So humans have daily requirements, and the basic requirements of human beings are food, clothing, and shelter. So what are resources? All the things that we use to fulfill these needs or these requirements are called as resources, like money or time. And how so? Let's go back to our case number 1. In case number 1, our needs were pizza, t-shirt, books, mobile cover, birthday gift, and so many more. But the resource with which we could fulfill these requirements was only one, and that is money. And how about case number 2, where our needs were to complete homework or assignment, take a walk, watch a series on OTT, have a chat with friend, go social on the social media, and so on. But the resource was only one, that is time. Correct? So resources are money and time. Okay, now let's understand what economics is. We think, or rather, we always have a lot of requirements. Our requirements as human beings are unlimited, and the resources that we use to fulfill them are always scarce or limited. We saw that in case number 1 and case number 2, where the resources were insufficient. So how about if you increase the resources? Your demands or your requirements or your needs would increase all the more. Correct? So this brings us to the definition of economics according to Lionel Robbins. This is the scarcity-oriented definition of economics, where the famous economist Lionel Robbins tells us about what economics actually means. According to him, economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. So we understand here, my dear students, that economics is a science, necessarily a behavioral science. It studies the human behavior. And How so? As a relationship between ends and scarce means. Scarce means are the resources, and ends are the requirements or needs. These needs have alternative uses, like we saw that the resources, though are limited, they can be put to alternative uses. It's a balance that everyone has to maintain about unlimited needs and scarce resources. So let's summarize about what is the meaning of economics. Needs are human requirements, resources are things used to fulfill these requirements, and economics is balancing between unlimited needs and limited resources. Thank you for watching. This was presented by Mukta Pandit, Pandit's Academy.